So, we have an interesting verse in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. Listen to this. In that day, the remnant of Israel and the survivors of the house of Jacob will no more lean on him who struck them, but will lean on the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. King James, or the New King James Version, I think actually expresses this better. It says, "It shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as have escaped of the house of Judah will never again depend on him who defeated him." That's kind of crazy to even think that they would have depended on those that defeated him or them. You know, in this case, it's really talking about a country. You know, the nation of Israel depending on the country that had defeated them in battle, that had brought them into submission. And they got to the point literally with their enemy to where they were dependent on their enemy. Now, there's probably a lot of reasons for this, and the main reason probably is because they were, assimilated into that country, and they were brought in. The cultures started to mix, and the nation of Israel did not do what they were instructed to do by keeping themselves separate, and instead of being an example of who God is to the world around them, all that this nation saw and these people saw was the compromise of the nation of Israel. How they basically, survived not in faith. As a matter of fact, the reason they were there was not because of faith, but because of rebellion. But as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, what in the world does it mean to us? And can we actually get to this point where we're putting our trust, our dependence upon our enemies rather than upon the Lord? It's an interesting idea. One enemy in particular, I would say, yes, is the world. Okay? People, when you say the enemy, if you're talking in Christian circles, they're going to automatically default to the devil, right? They're going to say, okay, yeah, I'm not going to trust in the devil, or I am, hopefully that's not the case for anybody, but that's an easy one. You're like, no, we distance ourselves, we fight against him, but that's not our only enemy. Another enemy we have is the world around us. And I hate to say it, but there's a lot of people that really do depend on the world instead of on God. And I think to a small degree, we're all mixed up in this in one way or the other. We just have to be mindful of that. We have to look at it and say, wait a minute, what am I doing here, But there's another thing, another enemy, our flesh. We can we can completely get caught up in trusting in our flesh, our own abilities, our own strength. In a million ways we do this probably. I just look at it and I think, okay, this is a great reminder right? To go back to Proverbs 3, not to lean on our own understanding even, not to put ourselves as more capable in our own estimation than God is. And I think sometimes we get that wrong severely, okay? So I'm just saying this because this is an important point. We have to be careful about this. We cannot get into this place where we are doing this sort of thing day in and day out. We have to put our trust and our hope in the Lord only. And we have to walk carefully, not as people that would just grab onto any source of help, but we have to be careful in the fact that we rely solely on the Lord. So this is something to consider. It's something to think about. It's serious. It's a serious issue. So I hope that gives you something to think about. I hope you take some time to consider it. If you're in that boat, then the logical thing to do at this point in your life is to evaluate, yes, I'm doing this. I am trusting in, trusting in man, trusting in, we have elections coming up, trusting in the party or whatever it is. I'm trusting in these things instead of the Lord, and then repent and put your trust in the Lord and realize the only person that can do anything truly is Him. And we have to be careful about that. We have to be careful that our hope and our trust is in Him. So may the Lord richly bless you. Thank you so much for watching this. I'll catch you again soon. Thanks. Bye.